platforms. Man.
Causing a ruckus.
Hey, I'm professional, okay? Don't give me any crap. We are live on YouTube. Let's go. Let's go. Rumble's going to take about 10 minutes. Hey, no, Rumble is live too. What's going on?
Is it?
This is nuts. Oh my gosh.
It's not showing live for me. What's going on?
It's not. It gave me the live thingy. Yeah.
Did it really take that long?
It can take a while. Yo, chat, how's it going? Welcome. Can everyone see us and hear us? Is it all good? The thing is the delay. Yeah, we're live. I am Die Bear. Welcome to the Bear Truth. We are live every Thursday night at 9. And then we have Pirate Panel the last Saturday of every month where we get drunk and wear pirate hats. So that'll be next Saturday. A little over a week. Tonight's discussion I've been wanting to have for a while, actually, because there's been a lot of dialogue on Twitter and in different YouTube spaces. A lot of folks are very angry with women. I'm sure none of you have any idea why. And Chris put a tweet out the other day, and I haven't had time to go back and find it. And it inspired me to actually schedule this stream and talk about this. I got to find that tweet. Dude,
fiery tweet was
great.
that?
So before we get started, Ryan, who are you and why are you here?
I am Ryan. A lot of people will know me around here as Matt Sadaira, but I'm also now the host of my own Musings podcast. I do gaming. I do my own podcast. I do other people's podcasts, and I kind of lurk around everywhere. I'm like the resident lurker now.
I love dudes in chat. I'm sad that you guys are no longer doing that. Breaks my heart.
Well, it's for this reason. We're all doing our own thing now.
Okay, here we go. Thank you. This is great. This is awesome. All right, hold on. I got to get things moved around here. So much crap on my screen.
Rizzo, what's up, man?
Yes. Hey, yo, Rizzo. Is he one of your friends?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've never seen him before.
We kind of stalk each other.
It's good stuff. YouTube, how are you guys doing? Very quiet. They're live, so we're good. All right, let me get to StreamYard, and we're going to do the thing here. So I'm going to present and share screen. And X. Did you notice how it's no longer retweet? It's repost.
It's always on the desktop too?
It's never been retweet?
No. It's been retweet, but I mean, like from now on, it's kind of like I don't know if you're familiar with like Six Flags or Magic Mountain out in Valencia, California. It was Magic Mountain back in the day, back in like the 70s when my parents were kids, and then Six Flags bought them out. But even now today, like people still refer to it as Magic Mountain.
Oh wow!
Wait, what is it called now?
Sorry, it's called Six Flags Magic Mountain technically, but people will still just refer to it as Magic Mountain. Yeah.
Oh,
interesting.
Okay. Yeah,
that's a great part.
So I think the same thing
was when I went.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Hey, Conda.
Yeah.
Who are you and why are you here?
Did.
Wow.
My hair was driving me nuts. I had to get it cut. I'm Air Conda. I'm very late, never on time. I'm here. I'm active duty military. Found Die Bear through Rumble Discord, and now we all hang out, do our different podcasts on the Bear Truth with her, and I do the Pirate Panel once a month at the end of the month with her, Ryan up there, and
Can't wait,
Llama Noises, and Shred, who's not here either, unless he's lurking in the chat somewhere. And I stream video games, and tonight try to stream some space stuff.
Awesome.
That's sums it up.
And before we roast Chris on his tweet, I'm kidding.
What did Chris tweet?
Who are you? What do you do?
Who am I? I'm a writer for timcast.com. It's a little channel, little YouTube channel. I'm a journalist. I know people don't like to say I'm a journalist, but I mean, if you look up what the term is, that's literally what I do. And then I like to yell at people on X, formerly known as Twitter.
It's fun. You do some crazy
really
stuff.
Fun.
It's great. Yeah.
Thank you.
I love Twitter, and a lot of people are afraid of it. And I'm like, dude, Twitter is like my playground. You can just go there and be a smartass, and
yeah, it's great.
It's fun messing with people. Okay. So I do refer to you as Bert. There's a reason for that.
Okay.
Do you want to tell that story?
So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Discord.
Yes, a little bit. Just a little.
Okay, yeah, a little bit. Just tiny.
A little bit.
So we have a Discord through Timcast for members, and I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago now, for some reason, because we have all the staff that works with Tim on there, for some reason, everybody just turned me into a meme. So on the Timcast Discord, I just became a meme throughout the entire server. It was hilarious. I loved every second. I showed my mom all the memes everybody was making. It was adorable. My mom's like, do these people not like you? I was like, what do you mean? They love me. They love me, Mom. I showed my dad.
The Phil That Remains one was the best. Yeah.
Oh, my God. He actually, Phil, I don't know if you guys are familiar with All That Remains.
Yes.
But his little cover photo on Twitter, he changed it with a picture of his body with like my face on it.
Oh, that actually became his profile picture?
For not his profile picture, the cover photo. For like, I don't know, a week or so. It was hilarious. Dude, I've been listening to him for like 17 years. So if you told me back then that someday I would be on his cover profile for social media, I would have never believed you.
Wow. I had no idea who he was before he was on Timcast. So I like Phil. He's one of the more normal people. Yeah. Okay. So now the introductions are done. That was fun. So like everybody in the Discord changed their name to some variation of Bert. So like I was Dybert. And
that fits.
It got to the point where like Tim couldn't ignore it, and then it just kept getting mentioned on the after show. It's like this cult of Bert. It was great. I love stupid crap. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So Bert posted, I'm having a hard time feeling bad. Maybe you should read it. It's your tweet.
All right. I'm an old man now, so let me get my glasses. Okay. I'm turning into my dad, by the way.
I feel you, dude.
Okay.
Spice of life.
So, okay. Before I read what I wrote, Sydney Watson's basically saying she's getting really tired of all the anti-female rhetoric going around by some people on the right wing, whatever you want to call that now, whether it's the conservative space, whether it's the anti-establishment space. That's basically what she's talking about. So she's saying everything you dislike about feminists and the way many portray men is exactly what you're becoming yourselves, but with respect to women, cease, right?
Okay.
I wake up in the morning. That's probably the first tweet that I see. And I don't know if you guys could tell. I'm a man, okay? I'm a male. And I read that, and I'm thinking, oh, that's rich. That is just, right? So I open up a quote post. I don't even remember if this was Twitter when I wrote this back then. And I said, I'm having a hard time feeling bad about this after living through my 20s, being told I'm the cause of the world's problems because I'm a horrible, awful, no good, dirty, rotten man. I'm not saying that the Andrew Tate brothers are good, but you cannot disenfranchise young men like that for over a decade and then wonder why men are reacting to this third and fourth wave toxic feminism. I should have put that in there. Third and fourth wave toxic feminism tells men that they are bad people, have no value. The Tate bro manosphere tells men that they do have value. Mm-hmm. And so I kind of just, the anger that she was talking about, all the frustration she had, just based off of what she's been experiencing, I'm just observing that this is exactly what young men have been going through the last decade, at least mainstream wise. I'd say it goes even farther back, what's the right word? Underground, or, these ideas have been around, but like, as far as mainstream goes, as far as like the pop culture, music, movies, TV shows, all of that, it's been about the last decade where it's just openly cool to tell men that they're horrible, they have no value, everything's their fault, but what reason is the fact that they exist. That was my point. So, and people had opinions.
Oh, like good ones? So I of course said feminazism is BS, but she's not wrong, and she's not. I too have been seeing a lot of anti-female rhetoric, and it does nothing to advance anyone's cause to crap on someone else. Fact is, if you want the world to be a better place, then you have to be better, and we have to be better. And you and I don't really disagree on anything.
No, that was the thing, is a lot of the people that were replying and like getting mad at me and telling me that I hate women. I'm like, I don't hate women. When have I ever said that I blamed all women? I've never said that. I love women. I just hate crazy people.
I didn't notice this part before, though. You said you can't have a culture that shits on men for existing and then wonder why Tates and Pearls pop up. So Pearl was that chick who was on Timcast that one time and like flirted shamelessly with Seamus, right?
So I caught like bits of that episode, but I was noticing, at least in the chat, it seemed for the most part, all of the women hated her, and all of the men were saying, no, hold on, she's got a point. So
wait, Chris is...
I really don't know what to make of her.
Pissing everybody off now.
I find her annoying. Yeah. She's not really my kind of person to follow. I did not really have a problem with her as she was on Timcast. There have been some quotes, though, that have been shared on Twitter in the last few weeks that were fascinating. Like I don't know if she's baiting or just trying to get attention, but I did see that she had a debate with Andrew Tate. Did I see that on a video? Like I'm assuming they don't agree, do they? Do you know anything about that dynamic?
So the only thing I've heard of is people have compared Pearl to being the female Andrew Tate. And the only thing I can say is that, and I'm saying this with a grain of salt, right? So I'm not saying this as like condoning Andrew Tate, but I think I would take him a little more seriously than I would take her. She seems like she's baiting, kind of like what you said. She seems to just say things, and like, I don't think she actually understands what she's saying.
Was her controversy the one that was with Nick Fuentes? Is that maybe what you're thinking of?
Did she have one with Nick?
I think it was Nick Fuentes, wasn't it?
Possibly.
And then she had to like, I think she had to pull the episode or something. Yeah.
I don't know about that. The most recent, bad tweet that she had was she was suggesting that 16-year-old women are more attractive than 26-year-old women.
Yes, I saw that one.
Weird hill to die on, bro. Weird hill to die on.
And not
I don't know what to make of this.
I mean, with that logic, you could say 46-year-old women are less attractive than, how old is she? 28-year-old women?
25, 26.
I think
because she had a tweet like a month before where she was saying, right. But she had a tweet a month before that was saying that 36-year-old women aren't as attractive as 26-year-old women, and I get the point she's trying to make, but it's like not really, because there's plenty of people that are in their 20s. Yeah, it's really just objective to like how people generally carry themselves, how they, take care of themselves.
Yep. And I think a lot of people also tend to remove the importance of personality, whereas you get women who are their 30s and 40s. I did see a statistic that if a woman develops a serious mental illness like schizophrenia, it happens in her 30s. So maybe you should wait till maybe you should be marrying 40-year-old women. But and this goes with all people. Generally, women get that confidence that most of them seem to lack in their 20s and teens. And a lot of people are attracted to that confidence. And that really changes how someone looks physically because of, like you said, how they carry themselves. So Pearl just doesn't seem to get what makes someone attractive. And the same thing with men. Like, I'm single and I'm not dating in my 40s for various reasons. But like, one thing that I've noticed that's really a turnoff is there are a lot of men in their 40s who are angry. They're pessimistic. They hate the world. And then they get pissed off that women don't want to date them. And it's like, dude, I'm trying to live my best life here. And you're negative. Like, why would I bring that negativity into my life? And so you have a lot of guys who love Andrew Tate, but they don't understand that there's something going on with them that they also need to look at if they actually want to attract women. So it's definitely, and the one thing that men and women both do is they look at the other person like that person should act like them. So a lot of men are expecting women to be like them. Like, for example, they think all women should be very free with sex and not get attached, but that's not how we're made. And then women expect men to be open and emotional, for example. I don't know. I hate over emotional people, but they expect men to be like women. And it's like, really? Because I personally don't like a lot of women. All my friends are guys. Like, I don't want to date a woman.
You just called us feminists or feminist men earlier. Is that what you were implying?
That wasn't me. That was Ryan. He started that. or Chris started it. I don't know. One of them said something, but
I underhandedly started it when I said that I wouldn't have an issue drinking wine coolers and fruity drinks. So in that sense, I can kind of be in alliance with you as a woman because I can at least relate on that level.
You were showing me solidarity.
Yes, exactly.
As a man, oh my gosh, Bert, just saw this. As a man who also lived through his 20s and who was never told I was the source of everyone's ills, have you ever once thought to yourself that this might just be your problem? No, you're just a pussy.
I apologize for nothing. I'm not saying sorry. I'm not wrong.
This is why Twitter
There's a
is
reason
fun.
I followed your account.
That phrase right there is why women hate you.
Di, care to weigh in? Do you hate him? As our as the host and woman of this podcast, do you hate Chris?
This is why I love Twitter, man. I freaking love Twitter.
It's great.
It identifies as X now. So
I don't care. I'm not calling it by that pronoun. Stop that.
Don't dead name it.
I'm in Michigan, dude. They might throw my ass in jail for dead naming.
Wouldn't that be something if you got thrown in jail for dead naming Twitter?
It will always be Twitter to me. Actually, I'd rather have the Doge dog back.
Yeah.
Like, screw the X. This is so 20s right here. And I'm talking 1920s, not 2020s. Damn, that X. Like, Elon, dude, you're an autist, man. Do not make stylistic decisions, bro. That's not your job. Please.
All right. I didn't mean to derail the conversation.
This person continues, no self-reflection whatsoever. So many men oppress women worldwide and then cry about it, whilst women in Iran have literally half the legal rights of men. Women in the U.S. can be raped and forced to have it. Just vile. Wow, June?
That was actually a different person that was chiming in.
Yeah. I'm not oppressing you. I'm oppressing him, dummy.
Yeah.
You totally derailed your own conversation. My wife thought it was hilarious.
Factually true. I told her about it. She's like, that's a good one.
This guy, oh, hello, Trackball. These people are butthurt. Holy crap,
Right.
They are butthurt.
Because there's no way that she just has a good sense of humor. There's no way.
So how could they claim to be for women and then go ahead and insult Chris's wife at the same time? That's what I don't get about this whole, like, let's be the heroes, the white knights of this movement while insulting women, because it's like any other ism that we're involved with today. Like, these people will be gladly to be there to be the allies of these oppressed minorities or whatever you want to call it, but at the same time they'll be the first to insult them when they don't agree.
Literally in the same breath and same tweet.
Yeah.
Well, I
but
think
for
my
some reason
favorite
you
part
comment on
was
feminism.
how
Keep going, sorry.
I commented on. Oh, it was like, but they're saying that I'm commenting on feminism overall. Like, oh, I'm saying that women shouldn't be given equal opportunities. They
I don't
be
think
treated
there's a
with
place
basic
for
respect. I
feminism
never said that.
anymore. There's no place for feminism.
Not really.
I can't talk. Damn.
No.
I have every right every
But
man has.
I think
including the right to
My
show up
favorite
and actually
part,
do the
though-
freaking job without drama.
Exactly. But I loved how I criticized a guy that had something to say. I criticized another man and then somebody says, "This is why women don't like you." I'm like, because I criticized a dude?
You mansplained to a dude about women things.
Because you called him a pussy. He didn't like that.
Oh, well, he was one. I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Men
Someone
talk to each
said you
other
were
different than they talk to women.
Here's the thing, though. I
Usually.
just for context, so I know what direction we're going here. Are we discussing the merits specifically in relation to feminism as it traditionally means, or are we discussing the merits of fourth and fifth wave feminism, which is where all the intersectionality and all that crap comes
He brought
from?
up third and fourth wave. I personally
fourth.
I don't like the wave bullshit. Look, there was a need at a time to expand. I hate saying rights for women, but yeah, there were some societal changes that did benefit us. But I think a lot of the problems that people are assigning to feminism isn't a feminism thing per se. It has to do more with something greater in our society. I mean, we've had a major cultural change, and feminism, I think, is more a product of that change than a cause. It may have served as a catalyst, just like the LGBTQ movement is serving as a catalyst for societal change, but it's not the cause of it. Like the LGBTQ religion, as we know it, is something that has been very firmly planted in our society. It is something that was decidedly put here.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that. Just make sure. All right.
You got way more than that. So
well, I just know that a lot of my feelings on the whole thing comes from fifth wave feminism.
Okay.
The intersectionality and the trans stuff and like replacing women and like that whole thing. But yeah, I just wanted to.
Oh, I fucking love this one. Oh, sorry, are we allowed to curse? Sorry.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, this is Rumble.
We've been saying pussy, okay? So that's
good point.
Fuck.
All right, yeah, I fucking love this one. I love this one. Little bitch report form. My fucking favorite thing was I was saying, why is the response anytime a man has a fucking opinion is to emasculate him? And what do you fucking do? You call me a little bitch because of that? Like, see what I mean? Do you fucking see what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie. This is a dumbed down version of the hurt feelings report I used to give my airmen when they got upset about things.
Those. I got that.
Do you?
State of Michigan.
I was saying something in the Army made it, if I remember correctly.
Sounds like something we would do.
I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick, but no, and that's the same thing. Like, men need to express their feelings, and then you express your feelings, and then you're a little bitch.
Okay. So profiles. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love reading the profiles because then that tells you whether or not you should even spend your time talking to these people. She is Spirit's gender.
Oh,
okay, so she likes alcohol. This is okay. I support all female people. Trans or not, does not include males.
So
that is feminism to me. Oh,
say that slowly though. She supports all females, trans or not, meaning men, but does not include men. So what do you fucking support? I don't know what you support.
True. If you go off of the gender versus sex thing, a male is sex. So she's supporting men if they're trans women. She's a bimbo.
But not all men. So which one?
Bimbo number 5.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, Lordy. Don't you wish you had seen that before you replied to her?
Yeah. Oh, man. I would have had so much fuel.
I really only see that from the Tate Manosphere crowd who are getting clowned on by most of the right. Oh, overstating it. Okay. 100% there's pushback for the Tate brothers on their own side. There was never pushback for feminazi shit from their own side. Do you think Tate is really conservative though? Like, people are saying he's like right wing, but I don't.
He's a grifter.
That's
I think.
kind of what
he's
I was
a guy
saying.
That found an angle.
Yeah. Yeah. He's in this new quote unquote right wing umbrella that includes conservatives, manosphere, anti-establishment. It's kind of included in that whole umbrella. Basically, everybody on this side is kind of pointing out like, you might have a point on this, but you're kind of an asshole, dude. And then you've got the feminazis on the other side. Again, that umbrella term of the left wing, and nobody really is saying no to them. They're kind of just saying, yeah, fuck it. I guess we hate men now.
That's because the left are robots. They live under an agenda and they let certain outlets tell them what to believe. And it's funny, I've seen it with my own friends who call themselves Marxists. They have flip-flopped over the years based on what the Democrat Party was saying. And it's like, you have no values. You really have no values.
Yeah.
Because you believe what they tell you to believe. Whereas
That's
like
true.
everyone here on this panel has their own values and we differ a little bit. And I don't think anyone has seen my values change. You know, I've been streaming for 5 years and I'm the same person I've always been. Politically, I've always been the same. And I started voting a long time ago. I've never changed.
Yeah.
All right. So do we want to take a look at one of these Tate videos and just see how awesome it
one
is?
thing about Tate, though, in response to what Chris said, is I think not too long ago, didn't he come under fire because he said that fucking transgender people was empowerment of masculinity?
Did he?
Yeah, something along that line. Like he encouraged men.
He's had some weird ass
If
takes.
it's a hot woman, you're gonna suck their dick because it's a hot woman. Like,
So
it
he
doesn't
wants
matter.
Blair White. She is
Pretty
hot,
much.
though. Yeah.
So I think that just shows that he's kind of like,
She's got the
he just
personality,
goes-
though.
he just goes with the wind. Yeah.
That's why I like her, because she's a dude.
Bro, you're not going to convince me to suck a dick. You're not tricking me into it. It's not happening.
Female relationship.
He just wants somebody to suck his, I guess. And it's good to get a trick. You can't convince men to
How
do it.
dumb do you think I am?
Well, apparently men
Hey,
are pretty dumb.
Doink, what's up?
It's Doink?
Yeah, I don't know why my chat messages are showing as a white background, though. Like, I had to highlight his message to see him. It all started when we beat them in the gym kickball in 3rd grade. I used to love kickball. I forgot that existed. Yeah, seriously, my chat screwed up. It's 2 people are white. They were grayed out before. Whatever, I don't care. Okay. Let me know if you can hear this, and feel free to comment anytime.
Here's the truth about male-female
Good
relationships.
sound?
Women
I
fuck
hear
men
some
they
weird dude
respect.
talking.
That's it. They don't fuck men they like. They don't fuck men they love. They fuck men they respect. If she loves you and likes you and doesn't respect you, she will not have sex. I have women who respect me and fucking hate me, but they're here every time I call.
Do they respect you, or do you have
If
money?
they respect you, they're going to sleep with you. And this is something that's biological and evolutionary. They fuck men they respect. So how do you make women respect you? Well, first, you have to be worthy of respect as an individual. There's no hack. If you're worthy of respect, you're worthy of respect. But secondly, you cannot allow blatant disrespect. So if you allow her to blatantly disrespect you and you tolerate that, then you're setting a precedent, which means, well, why would I respect this guy in the first place?
Yep.
I send this to guys all the time. I've had loads of guys who come to me for like coaching and stuff, and they say, you know, my woman doesn't respect me, da-da-da-da-da. And I say, look, it's much harder to fix something that's broken than just never let it go wrong in the first place.
Right.
From the second you got together, you should have been a man.
Who's the
You
guy
can
in the
be-
video
You
going,
haven't got to be an
right?
asshole. You haven't got to be
Yeah.
aggressive. I'll sit with a girl and very politely say, look, if we're going to be in a relationship, if I'm going to take you serious, you're not going to have male friends. If you want to hang around with a whole bunch of men, then I'm not going to take you serious. What do you mean you won't take me seriously? I mean, we can fuck, but I'm never going to look at you as serious material. The idea, the decision is on you. If you want to be serious, you're not going to talk to those guys. You want to talk to those guys, I'll fuck with some guys. You decide. And I lay on them. Now, if they choose to keep all their male friends, then that means she's chosen these friendships over me, which means sooner or later she was going to cheat anyway. Like, how long until she jumps on a new dick anyway? So why would I even be upset?
So wait, is she not allowed to have any male friends? Like, at all?
Doesn't sound like it.
Wow.
For a guy that has a lot of confidence, he seems threatened pretty easy.
Well, that's just
Ironic,
it.
huh?
He's a manipulator.
He reminded me of one of
he's
those,
talking about- Sorry,
those
go ahead,
artist
Ryan.
people. What do they call it? Like relation. What's that stupid guy that used to be on TV? He was like the relationship artist or something like that, and he was like, he always
Guru?
dressed like suave, and he was like the whole thing about teaching men how to like swoon women and everything. What was that guy called? I don't know.
Oh, I know what
Reminds me
you're
of
talking
Pickup
about.
artist.
The pickup
The
artist?
pickup artist. Yes,
I
he
think I
reminds me of one of
watched
those
that.
people.
That was stupid.
But
I didn't watch
It's very
many
I get
like
the same vibes with Tate.
reality TV
It
things.
sounds like Tate confuses respect with confidence. I mean, a woman doesn't want a man that has no confidence in himself. I mean, if you have no confidence in yourself, the woman's not going to have confidence in you. I mean, that's my opinion. It's not making her respect you. You can't make anybody respect you. That's just my 2 cents of that.
Well, I think he's also confusing respect with having something they want. There's a
Yeah.
difference. So a woman who loves you will respect you if she really loves you. And I honestly don't think a woman is capable of really loving a man she doesn't respect. So the fact that he thinks that those are exclusive is really interesting. I think he has mommy issues.
I feel like there's a
I've
weirdness if those people are like, if they have relationships though at one point. You think? I mean, I think that works both ways. But if like you encircle yourself with men or women or whatever that you dated, I could see where that would cause a little bit of conflict, right?
Yeah, I don't associate with any of my exes, so, but that would be weird, especially if you slept with them. I agree with that, yeah. But I also think too many people are having too much sex with too many people. So,
True.
like, can we dial it back and actually be adults here? Wow.
Bye. But most men are too scared to just put the ultimatum down. And not, you're never going to put the ultimatum down in some scary, big, brash way. Just be clear. Look, any woman I'm with who I take seriously doesn't hang around with others. So,
Yep.
It's your choice. And this is the point. But most men don't say anything. They let it slide and they let it get completely broken. And they come to me and say, well, how do I fix it? It's like, well, you have to make it not let it get broken in the first place. You need to understand your boundaries and expectations as a man. And you have to set them. And you have to make sure she complies and sticks to them. And if she doesn't, you're going to have to find somebody else.
Okay, so that's true for both parties. Like, you have to have boundaries and expectations, and you will get walked over. I think it's happened to a lot of us who have dated. You will get walked over if you don't do that. So yes, he speaks the truth, but it's mixed in with
Tainted.
It is tainted, yes. Like, I don't think he understands why. Tainted. Makes sense. Potatoes. Where's Seamus? I want Seamus on my show. No, he doesn't understand why things are the way they are. So there's a lot he has right, but like when it comes to fixing it, but I wonder if Tate is even capable of having like a real relationship with a woman, like an intimate relationship. Or like what happened to him? Why is he like he is? I really don't think he's emotionally stable in that sense, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say he doesn't know how to have an intimate, in-depth relationship, seeing that his first go-to thing of once you get a woman to respect you, she would sleep with you because women sleep with men they respect. That's not where I would go if I'm giving relationship advice. A woman would love you she will earn your respect through that love, not want to sleep with you because she respects you. I've had a lot of women respect me. Not all of them wanted to sleep with me.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not my friend if I don't respect you. I can't associate with people I don't respect, but I also don't sleep with my male friends. It's not a thing. Some have tried and I said no.
This is another thing I talk about, being a playboy.
I'm that girl.
Say, oh, Tate, but I don't want to be a playboy like you. I say, look, if you want to be happily married, the best thing you can be first is a playboy.
Yep.
The best thing you can do, because you're going to learn a whole bunch about women. You're going to have a whole bunch of choices to choose.
All right, well, that's a topic. This is really an action-packed video. Holy shit.
Oh, wait, so I've caught Tate a few times, like the one time when he first became live on Rumble. And I couldn't listen to him because he definitely sounded full of himself. I've met too many guys like that, and I just can't listen to those guys talk.
His voice is awful too.
And his voice is awful.
Yeah. I think the only reason he gets women is because he has money and influence. That's it, somehow, some way. Yeah.
And he has a following. He's popular.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, Di, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I wouldn't say he's got women. He's got girls, and I don't mean little girls as children, like by age. I mean children by mentality. Because if they think that's what a man is, then that's not a woman. That's a little girl. She's got her priorities messed up, or she's got some traumas that she hasn't. Maybe I'm being a little harsh with that, but that's just me.
No, you're 100% right. Yeah.
He reminds me of the guys that I had in. There's a couple guys at least. Women kind of did it sometimes too, but it was like you had your small circles where there was always somebody that had a bad relationship at some point. And when they break up, they suddenly become this guru that everybody kind of looks at. And they speak very authoritatively, and they kind of like reflect on ways that do everything that they didn't do, but it just comes across very Tate like you're just it's like a scorn. It just comes across as scorned. I don't know.
I felt pain, therefore I know how to handle. So listen to me.
Yeah,
usually not the case.
It definitely
too.
feels like it's coming from a bad place.
Yeah.
Who's for a wife? If you're stuck with one option, the one chick you met, she might be a dickhead. Some women are just dickheads. You know, some women have been fucked too hard, too many times by too many big scary guys, and they just don't want to listen to them. So, like, being a playboy is important. But yeah, absolutely, for setting your boundaries and stuff and making sure you're not respected.
What I don't like about that attitude, though, is that, and this kind of got me thinking about this a few weeks ago. I think it's Camelot is his name, and he's on Ricada a lot on Fridays. And this dude is a giant man whore who has slept with a bazillion women. And that began when he got divorced. So he's basically revenge fucking all these women. And he had a tweet that Flawed shared. It's the only reason I saw it. I ended up muting him.
Flawed.
Not Flawed. I muted Camelot because I don't want to see his crap on my Twitter feed. But he made a comment about women. He was bitching about women who would sleep around, but then the minute they find the guy they want to marry, they won't sleep with him. They make him wait. And it's like, I mean, she shouldn't have slept with the other guys. He's arguing that she should just give it away for free all the time. And I think what got me about that, and I've been seeing a lot of this, is a lot of men are coming across as entitled to sex with women who aren't even their girlfriends. Like, they just feel entitled to sex. And that's a hell to the no. And I'm glad more women are starting to say no, and more women are starting to wait. And that's really the only thing that's going to help remedy all this. But I think Tate kind of has the same attitude. Like, there's no waiting. Of course, he doesn't really seem to believe in relationships. Thoughts?
He's scared. He's afraid.
I get I just maybe it's this term playboy that doesn't work for me. Like, I don't disagree in the sense that when you're young, or like when you're first learning to date and everything, it's good to get a lot of experience, so that way you can kind of, I don't mean having sex, but just like building relationships with people. Like, I feel like that's kind of like good practice.
Learn how to talk to the opposite sex.
Yeah, like it's okay to trial run a bunch of dates, you know, like, but I don't think, to me, playboy means you're dating them, you're taking them home to knock them out, and you're
seducing them, which is terrible. Yeah. Making
so
them.
I think in that sense, I don't agree, but I think in his context of like, try to date as many women as possible just to get that experience, I don't necessarily disagree with them on that level. I guess it just depends on how much of a relationship we're talking about, but
where those boundaries are
prepped for the future.
I don't really know. I don't know what opinion to have on this. I'm going to be 31 in October. I've been with my wife since I was 19, I think. So like this whole go out, be a playboy, and then, you know, on the flip side, how you're saying women feel like men are just expecting sex. I'm sitting here like, I haven't been putting up with any of this stuff because I've been in a committed relationship the whole time.
Aren't you happy?
So I feel like the last soldier at a nom. To be honest, if we're being frank, yes. Yes.
I know someone else said that in my chat a couple months ago. They were like, I'm so happy I'm married and I don't have to put up with this shit. The expectations are terrible.
I'm gonna say I'm not jealous of the guys today, or women either. I mean, granted, I'm not trying to date men, so I guess I can't really relate to how the women are feeling this. But with the guys today, I'm very glad I don't have to put up with half the stuff they have to put up with. And the same with the women, especially if you get a bunch of guys running around thinking they're mini Tates or they're going to be a mini Tate. And I don't know. My brother unfortunately has to enter back into the dating pool, and he's not thrilled. He's not really thrilled with what he has, and he's not in an area where people predominantly align with his morals and viewpoints and beliefs, unfortunately.
Yes, I know that.
He has to find people like 3 or 4 states outside of his state to find anyone remotely close to what he believes. And that's a huge, like, regardless of what your viewpoint about sleeping around or not sleeping around or whatever that is, but the key, if you want a good, healthy relationship, you do. I know the phrase is opposites attract, but that's to a point. If you guys don't align in certain key topics, you're not going to work out.
Opposites attract is bullshit.
It is.
We're human beings, not electricity.
Well, and it is and it isn't. Like in the case of me and my wife, I'm very aggressive, very confrontational. I don't put up with anybody's shit. She's very kind. She's very sweet, slow to anger. So when I'm getting angry when I shouldn't be, she calms me down. But when she's letting people walk all over her, I step in and make them stop. So that's in that sense, I think we complement each other. She helps me.
When it comes to values, though,
your
direction in life, you guys are completely aligned. I mean, yeah, I would hope that if you're married, that your personality differences are going to balance each other out, and you're going to, pick up where the other person is weak. I mean, that's one of the greatest things about it. But I think when they're talking about opposites, they're talking about everything.
Yeah.
And if you're getting married, like, you need to think about the deeper things. You have to have the same mission in life. And a lot of people who are out there, I mean, should we even call it dating? They're out there screwing. They have no idea who they even are as individuals or what they stand for or what they believe. And they just parrot some of the talking points they've heard and why they hate different things that they don't even understand. And so you have a lot of directionless people who just don't know anything, and then they get into the dating world and they screw each other up with their behaviors. So Tate here is promoting that, and that's why women hate him. And it sucks because like I said, there are a lot of things he gets right, but his execution is completely wrong. I think that's the way to put it.
And it's just going to result in people getting hurt.
Yes. And it's true. Sexual relationships destroy a lot of people, just not necessarily the way they think.
A lot of my issues that I've developed over the years could have been avoided if I didn't screw around as much as I did. But at the same time, I don't. So it's kind of weird because I regret and don't regret the mistakes I made as far as just thinking, hey, just find a woman, hook up with, and you'll be happy kind of thing. But like, so I regret it in the sense that a lot of the pain and suffering I dealt with would have been avoided if I just waited. And a lot of heart attacks and close scares, if you know what I mean, would have been avoided if I didn't just screw around. But at the same time, I'm grateful too, because it did make me who I am. So, but I'm not going to go around and say, yeah, you definitely need to go sleep around with people to find yourself. I don't think that's accurate either, but I know people vary on that, but that's just me personally. If I could look at my young self, I would tell my young self, despite who I am now, don't hook up with every girl that bats their eyes at you. Just wait. There's a better one out there for you. But at the same time, I don't completely regret it because I think I'm a better man for what I've had to go through. If that makes sense at all. Kind of confused myself a little bit, but
that makes sense. Yeah.
Jeez, kinda.
It's a double-edged sword. I mean,
it is.
It's like experience empowers you as a man and does a lot for your life in the future, but at the same time, the experience can also like really come back and fuck you up. Yeah, like
I was pretty messed up for a while because of some of the things I put myself through because I was in relationships with the wrong women, thinking they were the wrong one. And it's not saying they were horrible women; they just weren't the one for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I got myself so invested in something I should never have been invested with, and it really screwed me up emotionally and mentally for a while because I was not strong enough in age or mentality to deal with it. I do agree, like we all said already, like with Tate, that you do need to respect each other to love each other. But one of the things, at least from a man's point of view, in my case anyway, I couldn't find anybody to love me because I didn't respect myself enough to love me. So it goes both ways and all over the place.
I can't listen to him anymore. Oh my gosh, he's so annoying.
Sorry, I'll stop.
I had to get rid of Tate. I do have a Shapiro video I'm going to watch later on Andrew Tate. That should be fun. It's
I
like,
bet Shapiro loves him.
Ben is funny. I've had a lot of young men in my community who have been following me for a while. And it's interesting because I remember I used to play Overwatch with one guy who was in the Navy, and I think he was like 19. And he just made a comment one time. He was like, I really have fun playing with you. It's kind of like playing with my mom. I wish my mom played Overwatch with me. And but it was interesting though, because his parents were divorced and it was kind of a screwed up situation, but like, he just wanted to connect with his mom. And what I've learned is I'm kind of a surrogate for some people. Like, I'm the gamer mom, as people call me. And Glitch calls me her gamer mom, but she obviously has a good relationship with her mom. But a lot of people are missing that. They don't have the family. And that's one of the reasons why I do like Rainbow Six Siege every Sunday at 4. Because it's like having my community sit down for dinner around the table as a family. That's how I look at it. And people pile in. They just want to play Siege as a group. And it's like a family. And so it's an unconventional way to give people a home, because we're all online now and it's just the weird gaming streaming space. But there are a lot of young men who follow me on Twitter. They got to know me through the Destiny community. And one of the things they really like about me is I've always stood up for young men and doing the right thing, living an honorable life, having honest relationships. And I'm the first one to tell them when to walk away from a girl. These are the signs you look for. And I think one of the hardest things that I see is everyone falls for someone who will never fall for them in return. Like, we've all had those people. And a lot of these young men just don't know how to deal with that. It sucks, dude. I think we've all pined for someone that and when you're young and you don't know how to handle those emotions, and I think people tend to be a little bit more passionate and open when they're younger, especially if they haven't really been through something traumatic, they can attach more easily. And so they just keep hoping and wishing that, oh, maybe this girl will like me. And if I just do this, she'll like me. And it's like, that's not how attraction works, dude.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. It's like, I have all these guy friends that I would never date. They're great guys. They're my friends, but I mean, they're not that person. And a lot of you guys, I'm sure, are friends with girls who you would never, hopefully you're all married, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate's inspired me. I might have to reconsider.
Yeah, you're gonna become a playboy.
Yeah, I'm gonna become a playboy. I can't do
not
it.
doing life
Your
right
wife
if you
can
don't.
be your manager, dude.
I'm too tired for it. I don't have the energy or the
I know,
strength.
right?
I really can't.
That's how I feel. I'm getting old.
I just think
this is why I use liquor on Saturdays.
I sit here and think, like, what would I do if I lost my wife? I am so fucked because I don't want to do it. I'll be like, you know what? I'll be that grumpy old man sitting in his home. Nobody wants to approach his door because they all have these stories about how I'm scary and I've killed people and they're buried in my backyard. That's what I'm destined to be if I ever lose my wife.
Sitting on the porch.
My wife and I have talked about that. It's the same exact thing. I would never go onto the market looking for a woman in today's
too much
environment. Like,
it's hard, dude.
Mm-mm.
And then women my age, just usually they choose not to date. It's just too much.
Yeah.
I've joked with my wife that if anything were to ever happen between us, like, I'm just gonna find some chick that's 18 to 22. She's dumb as a rock, but she's stupid hot. That's all I want.
You better get rich quick.
It's not a bad plan.
Yeah.
Requesting those
But rich to an 18-year-old is not necessarily as rich as it has to be, though. So
I thought
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So right now, to an 18 to 20-year-old chick, I'm rich.
You
I'm
got a
not,
house,
but to them I am.
car.
Exactly.
My car's paid off. I have a house. I have a stable job with benefits.
Exactly. Stay woke, kings.
There's my Tate advice. Get yourself a house.
Okay, that's a term I
yourself a
started
house, yeah.
seeing, like women calling their men their kings, and I'm like, what is this?
I hate that.
I can't. What is that?
I told my
I
wife she
say it
better
ironically,
never ever
so.
call me a king. Ever.
Well, she probably doesn't want to call you a king either.
No, she doesn't. She goes, you don't have to worry about that. I was like, I don't know if I should be offended or happy that you agree.
It's so
From
weird.
my observation, it seems to be a
Ethnic?
let me word this properly. A cultural. It seems to be a
Yes.
cultural thing. When I see people refer to each other as king and queens, it tends to be from a very particular culture. I'm just going to say that. I think it just, I don't know if it has to do with historical origins or something. I don't know, but it's
Ryan, we're talking about sexism, not racism.
He said
No, I'm
nothing
not
about
sorry. I don't
racism,
apologize for
about
shit.
culture.
No, I'm not sorry.
He said culture.
Right? You're a man. Stop
There you
apologizing.
go. Don't apologize. Don't apologize, king.
Apologize,
Don't
king.
apologize.
Don't apologize.
Sorry,
You're
Queen,
out of
don't wanna
line, but
take
you're
over.
right. You are correct.
It's just it's how it is, you know. Some observations are just true.
You know, Ryan, if you want women to respect you, you have to like you got to work on yourself, bro.
I got a long way to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Tate Church.
Tate Church.
Take me to church, Tate.
Scary.
Is he actually in jail right now, or is that like a whole game to boost his?
No, he staged a jail thing for a live stream, and he was in a jail cell
okay.
for. It's dumb.
That's
I
what
mean,
I thought.
the guy is
Oh,
making a
it's not
shit ton of
real?
money. I know, right? Sadness.
Wait, so he never went to prison?
I
I
hope
want my
he
money back.
did, and just not last
Oh.
week.
Oh,
How about these classy guys that Rumble is
funny.
bringing onto the platform? Hey,
But did you hear?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, kind of, you hear what Speed did, and YouTube's refusing to ban him for?
no,
I heard and saw. I'm like,
I didn't see.
Okay.
I heard. He exposed himself accidentally while live.
accidentally. How do you
Accident-
accidentally expose yourself?
They said it was a wardrobe malfunction during his live stream.
when you watch the, well, I'm not say when.
Okay.
If you watch the video, it makes sense. It makes sense what happened, but my question is, why was he wearing boxers? Like
Straight
why,
boxers.
not why he was wearing boxers, but why did he stand up while wearing boxers to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should try sheath underwear.
It's a good sponsor.
We
plug
should
right there.
stick Michael Malice on him. Oh my gosh. Get the ad with Michael Malice and start posting it like in response to every single like speed tweet.
Is that why Michael was posing in underwear? I actually never followed up on it. I just remember one episode of Timcast where he was talking about being in underwear and getting in shape for it.
Yeah. Yep.
I
Yeah, I
did not
think
know
that's
that
what it
was
was.
why.
He's
Yeah.
funny. He was on Timcast recently, wasn't he? Was
Yeah,
it
he
with
was.
Famous?
He's
It was with
been
Rosie.
on probably upwards of 10 times. I still have not met him.
I would love to meet him. Oh my gosh, I love Michael Malice. So he's the one person whose show I do not watch, but I watch him when he's on other people's shows.
Hmm.
Because I
Oh yeah.
I find him incredibly interesting, so I'd rather hear him talk than his guest.
He gets on Phil's nerves so much too about wanting to abolish everything. Well, I'm gonna say get on his nerves, but their dynamic whenever Malice gets on the abolish everything, and then Phil just gets
Yeah, I don't agree with him on that stuff because I'm not an anarchist, but like he's still interesting. What I liked was when I was watching Michael Knowles, it was like dictator trivia. So it was Michael versus Michael. And they'd answer a question and Michael Malice would be like, oh wait, and he'd reach over and pick something up, and it would be like a book from that dictator. And the one from Hitler
Mein Kampf?
No, it was like something that was like one of Hitler's books. He was like, yeah, Blair White rubbed her junk on it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And it was just so funny because he kept like reaching over and grabbing stuff from these dictators. It's like, this guy is so weird. I love Michael
Like,
Knowles
who walks
too.
around, it's crazy. Like, who walks around with all those books on them all the time? But
Well, he was in
it's
his
like having
office.
a copy of Mein Kampf on your hand just in case you happen to get in a conversation about it.
I'm gonna assume that they knew they're gonna have that like dictator episode, and he's like, I'm gonna grab every book about dictators that I have.
Well, he was broadcasting from his office. So
Oh, okay.
next panel, all women, Breezy B, gamer wife, Sammy girl, etc. What are we going to talk about?
Where is Sammy been?
She's been
You have a
working on finishing
slumber
school.
party and do makeup and talk about girl stuff.
I don't do that. I throw on lipstick and I call it a day. It's cheaper. I don't like to get ready for stuff. Condor, how you doing? I don't think I have anything else.
This all sparked from your question on X about fighting ism. What was it? I don't remember. I think it was like half awake when I answered, like, gave an answer to your tweet. For your X, the thing that Elon's done with his platform.
Wait, what was that?
I'm trying to find the question you asked. Something about fighting women with, what was it? Fighting women with sexism because of how men have been treated lately. I'm trying to remember that.
Oh, the actual question that I asked.
That kind of spawned
my clickbaity question. It's funny when I ask questions like that and people are like serious, and it's like, dude, I'm actually looking for people to be on my show.
Fishing.
Totally. That's how I've been scheduling my shows these last 6 weeks or 5 weeks. Ever since I did my hiatus. I'm like, hey, I need someone for my show on Thursday. I want to be on. Okay, cool. Let's go.
Somebody answers her posts and she's like, got him.
Me.
Okay, I had too much fun on Twitter today. Where is that tweet?
The rise in sexism against women in our society is called for because of how crappy. Yeah.
Okay, I had way too much fun on Twitter.
I've been getting in the gun debate on Twitter the past couple of days. That's been my.
Okay, so the week that I started my hiatus, I got up one morning and I was like, I'm just going to check Twitter for a minute. Like, I just wanted to log in and see if I had any responses to my tweet. And I ran into a is the Apollo moon landing real discussion, and I just could not get involved. I had to. It was so much fun because you could see who actually studied science and understood like analog versus digital. Who didn't? These people who are anti-moon landing, they're not very bright. It's like, guys, let's get an education.
Very rarely do you find one that gives like a good answer.
When did I post this?
Your question?
Yeah.
Well, hold on, I got it up. It was the 15th, around 6:30 p.m.
Oh my gosh, we have a Sammy football. What's up? Welcome. I typed it with my pinky extended. The royal we. Okay, got you.
Sammy.
Do you think the rise in sexism against women in our society is called for because of how crappy men are being treated? Why not? That was a beautiful tweet. Yes, very well written. I got to tag Rick. Hold on. My chat looks weird, and I can't read half of it.
Is it the chat through Rumble or through an extension?
It's through Brave.
Through Brave. Oh, okay, yeah.
Popped out. I just posted. You can see it. Chat, you guys want to see what you look like? Share screen. We're at the screwing around portion of this stream. What's this about? Women suck? Yes, I agree. Oh my gosh. I like Sammy. She's based. Sammy is from the Timcast Discord. You have moved your way up the ranks of moderation. Girls like throwing down.
Yeah, she did. She did.
And then I disappeared. Tim's been a little too emotional for me on the election front, so I'm like, I'm tired of that shit. He's been a little too. I love long form discussions, which is why I subscribe. But like, chill, Tim. Just stop. Not in a Pearl Davis way. Let me be clear. Yeah, we talked about her earlier. She's special. I'm not really familiar with her. I just remember her on the one Timcast episode where she had that like super flirty moment with Seamus. And then I've seen some really weird quoted tweets from her recently. Yeah, she's a strange one. I kind of feel like she's a grifter. What do you think?
Oh, she
That is.
I think she is now. Maybe I don't think she originated necessarily as a grifter. From what I know of her, I don't know, but
Or maybe she never really believed in anything. She's just, I don't know.
Here for the ride.
That's because I'm taking over Bert's cult because I'm a woman and he's a man and feminism. I have to start calling myself Sammy Bear.
Oh man. Oh man.
Dude. Hey.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, maybe you should like teach her to respect you.
You know, the last time
Sammy, men are talking, okay?
Careful, you can't get her to respect you. You're a married man. Tate says women that respect men want to sleep with men.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so
I know men who want to sleep with men too. Yeah,
I do.
That's the thing.
Let me tell you something. I found out I'm like gay bait or something because everywhere I go, I got some dude hitting on me.
Dude, at last pirate panel, my moderator Jez, he's gay, and he comes into chat, and the first thing he says is, "Diver, why are you always surrounded by hot men?" So he complimented you guys.
Oh, thank you.
oh,
I appreciate it. I'm
Y'all
flattered.
are
Yeah.
hot.
The only time I felt violated by a gay man hitting on me is my friends and I crashed a wedding reception in a hotel in DC. And I accidentally bumped into this guy. I just turned around. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. And his hand actually smacked my ass when he did it. And he goes, oh, you're good. You're good. I was like, oh, shit. I'm leaving now. It's like that went too far for me.
Apparently, the Air Force body is good enough.
highest level of compliments you can get though is another guy touching you or giving you a compliment. I mean, honestly.
I mean, I was flattered, but yeah.
I've gotten the same compliment from two different gay men, and this is what they said. If I were straight, I would ask you out. I was like,
thanks.
How do I to this day, I don't know how to take that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, they find you attractive enough to convert them to straightness almost.
I don't really want to convert anyone.
You melt their steel so you can straighten them out.
Yes, she's a grifter, especially after that tweet about 16-year-olds. Oh my gosh, dude. She doesn't live here and comments on our... Wait, is she Canadian? She isn't married, but comments on our marriages. She's an idiot.
Oh, somebody said she's British.
Wait, what?
She lives in Britain, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sound British.
Yeah.
Technically.
But is she a Canadian who moved to Great Britain? Interesting.
I don't know.
I like the age comment,
but it makes me care even less if she lives out of the country. Like, you mean nothing to me.
Yeah, especially over there.
Yeah.
You see what's happening in
Shit
England.
old country, you know.
I mean, we tossed those guys aside a long time ago. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Fuck their tea.
Are you using the rant plugin? If so, that's why. Really? Huh. Interesting. Yes. So if I turn the rant plugin off. So I'll have to turn that off. Give us better rants, Rick, so we don't have to use a plugin.
My plugin does the rants just fine. It makes the letters gold when people rant.
Well, I had a gray background and now it's white, so that's not
and
good.
it's really,
So like this last message from Sammy, I have to highlight it. No, she lives in London. I told you that. Man, I swear. But where's she?
So
She doesn't have a British accent though. Like, where's
So
she from?
disrespectful.
Isn't Zuby? He's also British, right?
I love
Yes.
Zuki.
Yeah.
I do.
He's not-
Didn't- he was originally from I don't want to say Somalia. I think his family migrated to England. Yeah,
I think it was Nigeria.
I think you're right. I can't remember exactly where it was, but I know he's not like born and raised British. I think his family migrated.
Yeah. He's like another Britless Brit.
Yeah.
Britless Brit. He doesn't sound British. Yeah. I forgot to say, I think I agree with Chris's tweet. Like, I'm on that side of the fence. I think
Based.
there's truth. Huh?
Based.
Because you're
Thank
based.
you.
I think there's truth to it, but then it's also like, how do you reconcile that, right? Because there is such a divide right now between how the sexes are being approached and treating each other, and how culture is starting to treat the sexes and create this division. It's like, how do you, like, we know there's a problem. We know that there is some warranted and unwarranted aggression against women as there is against men. It's like, what's the solution to that right now? I don't know.
Be like the
It's just getting
same.
worse.
Also, the
Basically-
other question is, do you think it's nationwide, or do you think that most of the discourse is among people in more urban areas?
I'm gonna say, I mean, me personally, from my experience, I think it's more urban based. It just like any other divide right now is mainly urban based. Like all the issues I see about people not getting along with each other or hating each other or thinking one side is worse than
Or
the other.
being racist?
Yeah. It's usually people, if you look, they're usually from an urban area that are
Like
making these
big
complaints.
urban areas.
Yeah.
Have them spread throughout, but like Metro Detroit isn't anything like New York. This is a pretty happy little area here, and people do get along overall. But like New York, it seems like they all just hate each other.
Same thing with where I'm at. Like, I mean, where I'm at is a city compared to where I'm from, but I know if I told somebody from like Atlanta, like I'm in a city, they would laugh. But even here, it's still more densely populated than where I'm used to live, and I don't see signs of any hate between race, sex, religion, or creed, or anything like that. It's just everybody gets along. The closest thing to I see it is when I go to Target, and just because I know the mentality of the CEO of Target and what they put on display there and what they refuse to display there. I mean, I pointed out to my wife, we're in a very patriotic area of Georgia, and with the fact that the base is so close helps out with that a lot. And during Memorial Day weekend and 4th of July weekend, you didn't see an ounce of patriotic stuff set up in Target, but there was gay stuff or gay pride stuff all over the place.
It is Georgia.
Huh?
It is Georgia.
It is Georgia. We are becoming very increasingly purple, and I part of the reason why I'm starting to stop watch Tim is because he's making me angry about Georgia because I agree with his viewpoint on Georgia, and it makes my wife sad that I'm getting so angry at her state.
It makes me like Michigan's a great place to live, but do you see the legislation that they're pushing through? Like, it's terrible. They're destroying everything. So
Atlanta's destroying Georgia. That's what's destroying Georgia's Atlanta. I'd like everybody over here is super excited that Hollywood started moving into Atlanta for all their movies and shows and stuff, but because it helped boost the economy so big down here. But that's the reason why they're in the position they're in right now. That's my firm belief. Everybody coming from Hollywood is just absolutely destroying this state as far as political.
That's because Hollywood's a mafia, and what does the mafia do? They move into small neighborhoods, they take control of it. You live by mafia rule, and that's Hollywood's literally a mafia. So it's like it's not surprising that wherever they go to do their filming, they're taking over the economy and everything.
that's interesting that's really interesting how you put that. And it's funny because they were really moving into Michigan, and then we stopped funding them And he moved out, and it's like, yes, go away, Hollywood. No, they still come here for filming, though. Connor says Chris Rumble said UI changes are imminent. Did he actually say imminent? Or was that Rick who said that? Bert is
the
also
next 30 days, I think.
He says he doesn't like sparkling water and got Pride water for Pride Month. Did you really get Pride water?
Fuck you.
I wish I was on this show. I sent Sammy a link in case she checks Discord. I am a man's girl. I was raised by strong men, and I grew up with feminist-minded women that I don't trust women because of. That being said, women are getting attacked on all sides. Agree. I do feel like because and it's not all right. I mean, most conservative men I think are amazing. But wait, he actually said imminent? Don't make me watch that interview. I don't want to watch it. But anyway, I'm on a Rumble detox right now. We are starting to see more of that crap. And then as a Catholic, we have the radical trads, the rad trads, and these people are freaking nuts. And they're like all about like women being submissive and they don't seem to understand that part of the Bible very well. They're really
Are those the women that wear dresses and sandals and stuff? No, that's an honest question. When I was
I wear dresses. Are they women who wear frumpy dresses and frumpy sandals? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, when I was in high school, my first girlfriend was a very strict Roman Catholic, and her mom, we used to call her Jesus. Like she had her Jesus sandals because all she ever wore was this frumpy dress and these Jesus sandals with socks. And they were like the most hardcore Catholics, I think exist. I always thought that was kind of like that. There's that division in Christianity and Protestants where they kind of dress like that.
Because if you go to my Catholic church, we look good.
That's just good.
We're stylish. Right. And then on the left, you have them basically trying to erase women. I really do feel like that's what the left is trying to do. They're trying to take over who we are, and now they're trying to steal our men because you're all like evil if you don't want to sleep with a trans woman. And then they just want to hack women up, either with all this crazy plastic surgery. They want you to have a clown face on. Here's a bazillion pounds of makeup you should wear every day. And it's like, no, dude, I'm not doing any of that crap. Back off. A costume. We need conservative men to stand by us now more than ever. Agree. But I understand pushing against modern feminists. However, they come from a space of jealousy. It will change the culture or change with culture. Yeah, and it's interesting. I think it was Zuby. Was it Zuby who posted something on Twitter the other day talking about how there's so much maybe it was Michael Malice. Somebody cool posted on Twitter saying that there's so much infighting on the right. Like no one can stand together, and it's ridiculous. We have to fight about everything.
The art posts when it comes to like art and
it was the art post, wasn't it?
Yeah, something about culture and art, and then whenever it's because Matt Walsh talked about it today too when he was talking about Oliver Anthony, about how whenever we got somebody that does something great like Oliver Anthony, we have to dissect his actual political beliefs before we're willing to commit or something like that, and how we constantly infight all the time about the pettiest things, and it's annoying.
Yep.
It's I hate saying it this way because it makes it sound like there's like puppet masters or something, but I'd say it's by design. Like all the division in our own political system and then division amongst men and women, it's by design. Like it's happening for a reason, I think, because why else would you turn everybody against each other?
The sexism and the racism, yes, 100% by design.
Yeah. What happens when men and women are hating each other? There's no more procreation. Reproduction slows, so they're always worried about like overpopulation or whatever. Best thing you can do if outside of killing people is just make it so they don't reproduce anymore.
And it's the truth, and make them weak and complacent and lazy. And that's all. Like I just watched another clip about a guy talk about how apparently he's a Nazi now because during COVID, he went for runs to better himself, to make himself healthy, because he was told the disease would kill him because he wasn't healthy. And now he says he's being labeled as a Nazi because I saw the article by MSNBC about people that work out are right-wing extremists because it's our fantasy to be fit, which I don't get that mindset, but okay. And
Yeah,
I guess I'm with him. I'm a Nazi too. I'm not the most fit guy in the world, but there's a certain level of fitness I keep myself at because I don't want to surpass that level. So
I love when people call me a Nazi. Okay, so I'm from a Polish Catholic family and I'm a Nazi. You should probably learn history.
a little bit.
Just a wee bit. Condor, the new limits stop me from reading much Twitter. There's no limits, dude. There are no limits.
I think he did put a limit, like how many posts he can engage with and interact with, a long time ago.
Well, no, they did that for short term because they were using resources to purge bot accounts from the platform.
Oh.
And he said that. Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, most of us couldn't read it because we were limited, so we couldn't go to Elon Musk's page. Dumbass. Okay, so Brittany Martinez wrote, every mainstream conservative, for the most part, can accurately identify the big cultural problems. Almost none of them can correctly identify the solution to those problems. I kind of disagree. I think a lot of them, you can identify like what is happening in the culture, but a lot of these people don't understand what the actual cause is. And you can't have a solution without understanding the real cause. It's far more profitable for them to traffic and outrage reactionary content. And that's actually true. You can hate on Disney all you want, but you can't come close to making a film better than any one of their latest flops. Wait, okay, this is Matt Walsh will address that. The best conservatives in media can out-argue almost anyone. To a rational person, logic will always be emotional straw man arguments, but the average person is not rational, they're emotional. That's actually true. And if you look at like the Myers-Briggs data, like 65% of women are emotionally based in their decision making. So that means what, 35% of us are rational to some
I wonder
degree.
if that means that 65% of the CEOs that are women out there with companies that are collapsing. I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
They're usually like my personality type. So it's usually like so with the Myers-Briggs, it's the middle letters that are really the determiners and how you reason. So like I'm an NT, very logic based. The SFs, 65% of women are SFs, and that's pure emotion. They're like the opposite of me. You put the two of us in a room together, I will be eye rolling and I'll be incredibly like annoyed by them because of how they process information. These are the people that, in order for them to feel heard, if you want to advance a conversation, you have to acknowledge what they said. Like Ryan, I'm trying to think of something you said earlier in the conversation.
Oh.
Ryan, I understand that you really like wearing the pirate hat and the pirate shirt when you drink on Pirate Panel. Okay, so with that said, we have a pirate panel next week. That's how you have to talk to them. Whereas someone like me, I don't want you repeating anything. I just want a logical conversation. Does your response to what I say make sense? And if it doesn't, I feel like you're either arguing with me because that's how it comes across, because or you're just completely ignoring me. And it usually sounds like you're arguing because you'll be like, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. And then you talk about something totally different. And it's like, what the fuck does that have to do with what I just said? And Penguin does that a lot when we play Siege. And I called him out one day. I was like, Penguin, are you one of these people where I have to actually repeat what you said so you feel heard? And he says, yes, because people usually ignore me if they don't. And I'm like, we're not ignoring you. We're actually actively responding to what you said, and you don't even see it. And we were saying things on. It was crazy. I can't do it, man. Those people drive me nuts. But as the world becomes more insane, the hope is that your average person will see the truth more obviously than before. I don't know, dude. People are too emotionally charged. But the biggest problem remains in the fact that nearly every conservative in media, with very rare exceptions, has absolutely terrible taste. This is fascinating. They lack creative talent. And what's worse is they don't know it. They can't discern a cheesy photo from a world-class photograph, a bad screenplay from a good screenplay. artists in general are far more liberal, and they are largely more in touch with, and in many cases led by, their emotions. This is why their cities suck. When it comes to creating art and stories that move you, this is invaluable. So then Matt
Why
Walsh
is it
comes
that
back.
most Academy Award winning films are just trash to me? They're so boring and so overrated. Aren't they
Not in
supposed to be the
touch with
best
your
of the
emotions.
best intellectual things? And I think they're just mid at best.
They're terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're decided before they're even out at the theater.
Yeah. I never
That's what's
understood.
funny. So Matt Walsh said a lot of truth to this, but you're missing a piece. There is some real creative talent on the right. I wish I could do a Matt Walsh voice. I've worked with some of them. But the other part of the problem is that when conservatives try to do anything creative, and especially if they have any kind of success, there will always be others on the right who look for a reason to tear them down and insist that what they've done is actually somehow bad for some dumb reason or another. Conservatives are generally really bad at supporting their own creative talent. Leftists have a united front while we eat each other alive for no apparent reason. If you want conservatives to create culture, that you need to find your talented culture creators and support them. Instead, we get stuck in these purity spirals and nothing is ever, yes, the freaking purity spirals on the right drive me up a freaking wall. Like, DeSantis is a great, candidate, but Trump is a great candidate, but something stupid mean tweet. And it's like, really? You're going to throw a whole election because of a mean tweet about Rosie O'Donnell. And that's what happened. Like, come on, people. I can't.
But the thing that drives me nuts about that too is like all the politicians are mean. They're just more tactful when they're mean most of the time. I mean, they're getting a little more brash lately, but back in the day, if you really think about listening how these politicians would talk, you can tell they're talking down to people and back like.
Well, we're creators in that.
I know. I was just I'm sorry. Yeah, I went on a side rant, but I was basically. I was piggybacking off your thing about Trump made a mean tweet. Now I don't want to vote for him, kind of thing.
So, like, yeah, so I heard that, and I do it because I like counterculture.
I think you're dying on me. I don't know if it's just me.
Yeah, it's like I can't hear words she's saying.
Wait, really?
Yeah, now you're good.
Everything you just said.
Oh, that must have been a connection thing. I don't know what the hell just happened there. So what did you hear last?
Literally right before you started talking.
Yeah, I heard a.
So I started talking about Timcast. So like I throw $10 his way every month because I support like the countercultural thing that he wants to do. I don't like his music. I don't. I'm bored by it. But people do love it. And I love that he has success when he does it. And it's like, yes, I want Tim to do more of this because I think he's right. I think getting out there musically is something we don't quite have. Tom McDonald, I love that he does it. And I don't buy his stuff, but I do watch it and I share it. And then Tim also has the coffee business. I think that's cool. Like I do. I want more conservative brands out there. Daily Wire. Oh. So people hate Tim because they hate like the fence sitting. Like, okay, whatever. Stop. Who cares that he's not picking your side? Grow up. What he does do usually, and I'm on a Timmy break right now, but like he's had a lot of great conversations on that show. And that's what I want. I want good conversations. And I've been exposed to a lot of amazing people because of him. Yes, I'm going to support that. Thank you, Tim. Daily Wire. A lot of people are pissed off at them because, they believe Crowder over something stupid. And it's like, stop being little children and support Daily Wire. They actually do a lot of good work. They have a lot of great articles. Their political commentary is actually fun. Although I had to stop watching Walsh because the trans stuff is really starting to depress me. It's getting so fucking sick and twisted. But another reason why the biggest reason I threw money their way is because they were starting the movies and then they announced that they were launching the kids show that I think is out already, or it should be. And when Jeremy Boring decided we're going after Disney, I was like, fuck yeah, I'll give you money for this. So I support them. Like I'm supporting people who are bleeding into different aspects of culture and entertainment because that's where we need the right to be.
Yeah. I mean, Daily Wire is powered by the minds of Hollywood. basically. I mean, I think most of the people involved with it at some point along the line worked in Hollywood. Like they have the money, they have like
They're
money access to
professionals.
Hollywood. They have like creative talent access to Hollywood. I mean, Brett Cooper. So yeah, Brett. It's like one of their biggest people right now. She's literally an actor from Hollywood. So like they have that value that, you know, where they can bring the counterculture to the media that everybody's talking about. So it's stupid to shit on Daily Wire. Like, I find the most frustrating thing about it is the only reason that most people that I've seen shit on Daily Wire is the whole Jew thing. Like that's literally everybody's argument is always like they hate that it's operated by Jews. And it's like, dude, come on. Like that's so stupid. Like you have to look at what they're doing. Let's be real here.
That's another thing I see on the right is like the anti-Semitism stuff. There's so many people. And it's not like an overall right-wing thing. It's not. But you have like these people who hang out in the right-wing circles who are very anti-Jew because they happen to be the people who run Hollywood. And it's like, dude, you're going at this all wrong. Again, these are not like, you know, your regular Jew who's hanging out in my area who's religious.
We know.
I think religious is interesting. Huh?
Sorry, I read Dai's chat. Some bot just
I
said
deleted it.
Yeah.
That's it. The religion is actually interesting because we're talking about like the infighting and everything. And I'm kind of like, I feel like the reason the left is so good at coming together and the right sucks at it is because of the presence of godliness between the two sides. I feel like because the left prominently lacks any sort of godliness to it, whatever God you think it is, because they're mostly a-religious, it's very easy for their ideology to kind of come together and mesh well. But then you get into the right and you have all these people that kind of like shifted over into the right, but the right has always been prominently controlled by godliness, so to speak. And that's conflicting with each other now. Because you got people that are legitimately say they're part of the LGBT community and they support everything for the most part that conservatives would support, but because they're gay, they're completely disregarded and thrown to the side and shit on by the right, aspects of the right wing because of the godliness aspect that says you're wrong, you're living wrong, I can't support you. And I think that creates a lot of conflict is the religion versus the secular aspect is really starting to merge onto the right. And I wonder if that has
I don't think the right has shit on the LGBTQ people. The issue is that the LGBTQers want the right to completely validate their lifestyle by adopting it. But as a Catholic, I've never shit on the LGBTQ people. I had trans people on Twitch actually come after me, people I didn't know, and try to cancel me because I wouldn't say, oh, yes, a trans woman is a real woman. No, they're not. They have no idea what it's like to be a woman. But I have gay and lesbian people in my community, and they have been with me for years, and they know exactly what I stand for.
I'm not saying it's a right wing thing. What I'm saying is that's a mentality I feel that's still very prominent on the right wing, and you got a lot of the LGBT and whatever moving into it, and I think that's causing conflict as well.
Oh, the LGBT people are moving into the right side.
Sorry,
like Gays Against Groomers and Blair White and all of that.
I mean, you can hop into Gays Against Groomers at any given point, and you'll see people shitting on them all the time, not from the leftists, but the right people complaining about them and calling them ungodly and blah blah blah. Like that's what I'm talking about. Is like that. There's still that segment that is prominent. I'm not saying everybody's like that.
Gonna have that segment. Like when Blair White, I checked out Minds a few months ago I haven't been on Minds in forever. I found it kind of dull, but I went back just out of curiosity, and Blair White was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. And Blair said something really awesome and something that could be discussed. And one of the first comments I saw was a guy saying, I don't believe trans women are real women. And it's like, that isn't what this comment's about, dude. Like, who cares? Yeah. Who really freaking cares? Blair actually made a statement about something that matters. Can we stay on topic here,
I got a question. Like, Ryan, you brought up, you saying the Gays Against Groomers, you see guys or people in there in general just preaching at them. It's most likely not always the case, but how many of those people are just bad faith actors that know that if they go in there and yell at these people just to make gays, because the gays against groomers are pushing against the mainstream left right now. And
honestly, I mean, maybe my framing is soured, but I spent a lot of time in Gab, and Gab is, I mean, that's all it's there. It's anti-LGBT stuff. It's the extreme right stuff. Like everything that I was saying is like prominent. All like the anti-Semitism, like
It's
all that
probably
stuff's
why I
very
found
prominent in
Gab
Gab.
boring too.
So that's where I got like that impression a lot from. But I'm also seeing not so much these days, but there's still a lot of it that bleeds on the Twitter though. And I'm just saying in general, I feel like that's just an aspect of that's kind of lingered because the right historically, monolithically, has kind of always been kind of anti-LGBT stuff. A lot of it on religious grounds over in history. So I'm just saying that aspect, while people like you are in it and maybe you're not like against it in that sense anymore, but there's still a lot of people that are, and I think that causes a lot of the infighting as well. Is what I'm saying is, and the left doesn't have that because they don't have that type of moral code that's running through their political system.
Well,
they're just kind of
the right has God, the left has removed God, and they now worship the state. That's what it is. It's that simple. They believe it's like what I said about my friends who are Democrats, like especially the one I had in mind earlier. She flip-flops based on what the Democrats are promoting that year, and that's exactly what the left does. And then they throw on these words like fascism, and they have no idea what fascism is. And it's like, you're actually the fascist, dude. You're the one trying to force other people to live the way you want them to.
So I've been kind of toying with this idea a bit, where kind of what you said, the right has God, the left does not have God. I think it's a little more nuanced than that. The right is accepting of people that accept God, and they're accepting of people that do not accept God. Yeah. The left overwhelmingly does not accept God, and therefore their God is tolerance.
But only tolerance in what they believe in.
The reason why if there is no higher moral order, then who else do you worship besides yourself?
Yeah, it's self-worship. That is their God. Yeah, exactly. Because it's what.
And now you have the official satanic religion that has totally jumped on the leftist train, and they offer rituals during your abortion so that you're protected under the religious exemption. That was more of a thing before the Roe v. Wade thing. But so now you have like, it's really become a religious war. You have Satanism versus Christianity. Well, Judeo-Christian religions. Because the Jews are totally with us too, the ones who actually worship. But the rest of them are all just pawns. Like the LGBTQers, they don't realize it, but they are totally in accordance with the Church of Satan. They don't even realize it.
Well, the thing is, even if they did realize it, would they care? I mean, they're getting what they want, and
some of them do actually embrace it, and you can see that on what the hell is that platform called? Oh my gosh, I'm old. The annoying one with the videos from China.
TikTok.
Yes, thank you. TikTok. It is so prominent there.
What's the new one?
I think TikTok's like the first app to come out where I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on, guys. I feel like my mom in the 90s when she's like, how do you turn the computer off? I'm like, what do you do? You make videos?
That's how I feel about Instagram. I can't use Instagram. It's not for me.
I get TikTok, but what I don't get right now is like what trends on TikTok, like that NPC stuff. Like what?
Oh, that's so creepy.
I don't even know how to process that. I can't. I've watched so many. Like I've watched like 3 or 4 of them come by my feed, and every time I'm just like, what the hell am I watching? Like even Flawed did one, and I was like, dude,
Flawed did one.
What's going on? Just
He had Mo do it.
Lost a bet.
Wait, Flawed did one?
Okay.
So Mo did one.
Yeah, Flawed did one too.
Oh lordy, is it on Twitter?
See, when I was working my last job, where I was getting up at 2, 3 in the morning, go drive a truck for 12 hours a day. If I was to see people making a living doing that shit while I'm busting my ass for 12 hours, like, give me a fucking break, dude. That pissed me off.
Yeah, I have a real job. Someone
Right.
told me I've been looking tired on my streams, and I was like, really? Oh my gosh. And I think I have been tired, honestly, but like the schedule I've been on for these last couple months, like working 11:30 to 8 is killing me. And then I
to
get up
think
at
I have a
6
job,
a.m.
But
You what?
you know, I said I like to think I have a job, but my Marine and Army counterpart says I don't work. So
You're a desk jockey.
it's getting worse.
Okay. Flawed. When did he do
Did you
this?
find it?
No.
It's right here. I put it in the chat.
Oh.
Chat. Here.
The private chat. Let's check this out. So Flawed actually did it. Tag nabbit.
They
dude.
both did, yeah.
I saw Moe's. Oh, she's the one who posted it. Okay. Please don't be loud.
Thank you for the glizzy. Thank you for the glizzy. Me goes a long time. Me goes a long time. Keep the buns. Me goes a long time. Keep the buns. Thank you for the glizzy. Thank you for the
He
glizzy.
looks so unsure of himself.
Doing the two-hand thing just
Keep the
makes it
buns.
worse.
Keep the buns. Me goes a long time. Keep the buns. Keep the buns. Me goes a long time. Keep the buns.
He loves trolling him.
Thank you for the glizzy. Me goes a long time. Keep the buns. Me goes a long time. Me goes a long time. Keep the buns.
This is the best
Me goes
male
a
version of
long
this I've
time.
seen this.
Keep the buns.
The only male version I've seen of it so far.
Thank you for the glizzy.
Well, Silver was watching these on his stream, and like
He found a couple.
this one dude was just awful.
So while you look that up, I just had this pop up in my tweet. Kevin Sorbo liked a tweet by Morpheus, apparently.
I don't
And
know who Morpheus is.
I don't either. Well, Morpheus from the movie with the guy, you know, the Thing.
Matrix? Lawrence
Thank
Fishburne?
you. Yeah. It's not really him. It's just somebody using his name.
It's a
Yeah.
socket account. Oh.
Yeah, and it was Kevin Sorbo. Sorbo. I keep pronouncing his name wrong. And it's about the topic we talked about tonight. He's got which life would you prefer? And it's a dude with a bunch of half naked women with him on the beach, and then the other picture is a guy with a happy family, that like wife and kids and everything.
Those
More back
kids
to
with their
what we were
ticking and
talking about.
talking. Yeah.
Yeah, and going back towards what the conversation about Tate and everything and his viewpoint on relationships.
Well, is there any other nonsense we want to look at before we take this world conversation off the? No.
Take the scroll
more
conversation.
This is what we do, Chris. We just fuck around. It's a fun podcast.
Got it.
Yeah, we talk about the
You should
topic.
see the pirate panel. That's a really fun one.
Alcohol
You're-
getting some more.
You're
than that
welcome
one.
to join if
Oh,
you
boy.
drink, and especially if you have a pirate hat.
Got mine right here.
I might have to buy one. Okay.
All right, I'll send you an. You gotta show
On
up.
hand.
Stupid as hell.
Okay.
This has become a storage room, and I need to clean it up.
Yeah, nice streamer room.
I know it's because we're redoing a bunch of stuff in the house, and this is the one room we use the least. Well, we use the least. I use the most, but because she uses the least, it is now the storage room.
The mood lighting makes it look cleaner.
Yeah, that's the point. It's
Very
like the angled
strategic.
Instagram filters that do this, so they look, you look better than you really are. I got the angle and the lighting to hide the disaster behind me.
All
I used to
right.
have a good-
There you go. Stay
Huh?
woke, King.
Yeah. Any last words, guys?
Stay strong.
I apologize for nothing. That's it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Pretty much.
apologize for anything. If you mean it,
Cope.
believe it. Don't apologize.
Conceive. Cope
Yep.
and seethe. No.
You guys want to pimp your
Cope and
streams and your
see,
work and tell people where they can find you?
Sure. Brian, you can go first.
Channel, if you're into gaming, my channel is Matsadaira, rumble.com/Matsadaira, kick.com Matsadaira, all that stuff, Matsadaira. And then I also have my podcast now on Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern, and it's Musings Podcast, rumble.com/Musings Musings podcast, and I'll be doing that and bringing on guests and shooting the shit and speaking my mind. That's about that.
Yay.
I'm Anaconda. I do gaming on Anaconda TV, gaming on Rumble. I have a Twitch too. I do have a YouTube. I haven't done anything on YouTube in forever. So Twitch and Rumble are probably the places to find me. I'm on X as Anaconda TVT because I was retarded and did TTV wrong when I made that account. So
Were you drunk?
I don't remember. It was so long ago. I don't remember.
TVT.
So it's TVT. So if you're wondering why it says TVT, I messed it up. And I also have Aircon TV hobbies, which I do a lot of astrophotography stuff. I do model kit building. I do some of my Jeep videos on there. In fact, tonight I'll be going live, taking pictures of probably the Pelican Nebula and the Andromeda Galaxy, if everything works out right. And I'm also doing a little project of building a mobile observatory that I can haul behind my Jeep, keep all my telescope stuff in there, and just basically set it up real quick to take pictures. And I plan to be vlogging that once I might be picking up the trailer this weekend if the guy isn't a scam, because I don't trust Facebook Marketplace at all.
That's a lot of information about you.
It is. I don't know when to shut up. That's my problem.
And we have our special guest, our known misogynist, Chris Bertman.
Thank you. Finally, I get some respect around here. I took a little screenshot of it and I sent it. I like calling men pussies. It's the best. I tell women to calm down. It's fucking amazing.
I'll have to do like a video montage of you.
No, hell yeah, this is great. No, I took a little screenshot of the known misogynist part and I sent it to my wife. She's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Funny part is you can totally get away with it here because we're not really that. Yeah, we're fun.
Yeah.
Uron says respect woman. Condor with all this guy has all the links. Condor, he has everyone on speed dial.
He is a sleuth.
Yeah, put a green.
He found my Gab. Like I don't even use Gab anymore.
I saw that.
Nope. Right.
I'm gonna follow you.
Chris says two things I learned tonight. Andrew Tate is right, and Matsu Daira is based. That's a great takeaway. Wow.
It's the best takeaway you can get.
All right, chat. I am Diebear. We will be gaming on Saturday. Probably 2 streams. We're going to do Destiny stream and then Rainbow Six Siege. And then Sunday we'll be doing Siege at 4. And then we'll have, I don't know. I'll have to put the feels on Twitter to figure out what the next Beer of Truth will be like about. But then we have Pirate Panel the weekend after, and that'll be fun because stupid 9-hour stream with drinking and pirates are. All right, guys. Thank you so much, chat. I love you guys. Have a great night.
Later.
Later. Later,
Bye.
Gina.